Bonjour, mon étudiant. J'espère que tu vas bien, and I hope that you are ready for part 2 of direct and indirect speech. By this time, I'm hoping that you have already seen the video of part 1, direct and indirect speech, and all the 6 rules are clear. So today we are going to continue with 2 more rules. In total, 8 rules are there that you need to keep in mind while doing the question of direct and indirect speech. So let's quickly jump into today's video. The 7th part that you're seeing on the screen, the 7th rule, can you see? I've written 3 types of key here. Key, slash, kieski, slash, kiesko. So if you see, what is common in all these 3 words? Can you see? Think about it. Très bien. If we see, the first word is key. So when the first word is key, all 3 means who? They're synonyms. The most famous is the first one. Second and third also you should know. Okay? So whenever the first word is key, the rule says, what is the pointer? The answer for this will be key. Okay? So let's see the example. Le père demande à sa fille, qui invite-tu ce soir? So like I told you, we're just going to note down whosoever is talking to whom. Le père demande à sa fille, qui, we'll just write it as it is. When the father is speaking to the daughter directly, he's asking, whom are you inviting this evening? And when I'm reporting this thing to somebody else, the father is asking to his daughter, whom is she inviting? Okay, so qui elle invite ce soir with a full stop. Clear? I hope this rule is clear. Moving on to our last rule. Qu'est-ce qui? Wherever you see this word qu'est-ce qui, the formation for this will be with the word ce qui. Okay, so let's see the example. Le père demande à sa fille, qu'est-ce qui est arrivé à ton ami? Okay, and when we make this here, the expression becomes like what happened to your friend. So we're going to take this part as it is. Qu'est-ce qui will change to ce qui est arrivé à. I'm going to take it from here only because of the accents. Now, can you see when the father is asking directly, he's asking what happened to your friend? Same thing, I'm narrating it to you. So father is asking to his daughter what happened to her friend. Okay, ce qui est arrivé à son ami. Can you see ton ami changed to son ami? We have changed adjective possessive also. Okay, so while we are changing the sentences from direct to indirect, there are a couple of things that changes. We've already seen that in few sentences. If you see this one as well, qui and vi tu. Tu has changed to elle. So what is the first thing that is changing? Pronom sujet, subject pronoun, très bien. When you change the subject pronoun, sometimes the conjugation also changes. So see, with envit, it's tu. Okay, I-N-V-I-T-E-S. But when I've written with L, the conjugation changed. The conjugation is also changing. What else is changing? Think. Just now we've seen adjective possessive, très bien. Adjective possessive is also changing. And we can also see that we are not following the inversion. In direct, we follow inversion. I'll just highlight it in some color, green color. In direct, we follow inversion. In indirect, I'll give this another color. We're not following inversion. Okay, so just remember that. So there's a note that you need to keep in mind while changing from direct to indirect. Subject pronoun changes, the conjugation changes, adjective possessive changes, even personal pronoun changes that comes on a later stage because you've just started learning direct and indirect speech. If I introduce it in the first part or the second part, it will be very confusing. So probably in the next part of the video, I'm going to include pronopersonal, how personal pronoun is changing. We've already seen subject pronoun, we've seen conjugation, we've seen adjective possessive, we have seen no inversion. Only this part is left. Only personal pronoun part is left, and it comes later. It comes a bit later, so that once you're clear with the basic concepts of direct and indirect speech, now you're able to handle the changing in personal pronoun. But do remember, before I introduce you with the next part of this video, you have revised personal pronouns. Because if this topic is not clear, it will be very difficult for you to do the changes here in the sentences. Okay? So please ensure that you're revising this topic. One very, very important last thing that you need to remember for direct and indirect notes, and then we have completed direct and indirect, okay? In direct and indirect, there will be few sentences in which you will see two verbs, okay? Which are those two verbs? Falloir and devoir. So if I ask you the meaning of these two verbs, what are the meanings of falloir and devoir? Do you know? Think about it. Falloir, to be necessary. Devoir, to must. So if we see these two verbs, whenever they're given in direct to indirect speech, always we need to do one thing, because these two verbs, falloir is to be necessary, devoir is to must. So it's basically when you're giving orders, okay, you must do this, or suggestion, it's necessary to do this. So whenever these two verbs are given, we treat them as the case of imperative pointer. Okay, out of these 8 pointers, which pointer are we going to see? Whenever falloir and devoir is given, we're going to treat it as imperative pointer. See now, I've given you 2 examples. Both these examples are from Together with French only, because you'll see them. Okay, so il faut faire le devoir. You can see the word highlighted in pink color, il faut, falloir verb. So how am I going to do the changes? Il dit. Do you remember the imperative case that I discussed last time? What we were writing in imperative? The plus infinitive. So now for infinitive, I need one more verb. I'm going to remove falloir. I will just remove falloir. See? I'll show you like this. After falloir and devoir, there will always be a second verb. So in my first sentence, my second verb is, I'll highlight in yellow color. So in my first sentence, the verb is faire. In my second sentence, the verb is agir. So I'm going to take the second verb directly. Il dit de faire le devoir. And le président dit d'agir ensemble. The president says to react. Agir is to react. Let's react together. Okay, so please make a note of this. Whenever falloir and devoir is given, you need to treat them as imperative case. And imperative formation is, what is an imperative formation? We did it last time. The plus infinitive. So for infinitive, we need one verb. And with these two verbs, there will always be a second verb. Okay, so in total, for direct and indirect speech, we have 8 pointers. In your board exam, you're going to get a mixed question of direct to indirect to direct. Okay, the notes are same. You just need to think in the reverse way. Okay, I'll come to all of this in my part 3 of this topic. So once you have completed all the 8 rules, you've seen from the screen, you've noted them down. I want you to just write all 8 rules yourself one more time. Okay, because when you write it on your own, it will be forever there in your mind. Okay, so once we complete the notes, it's time for quiz. Okay, so I'm giving you few sentences, 4 sentences. All you need to do is just see, like, il dit, brackets open, j'aime lire le journal. So out of my 8 rules, which rule will follow in this sentence? Similarly, second sentence, le professeur dit, ne faites pas trop de bruit. So out of all the 8 pointers, which pointer are you going to follow for my second part? Similarly, for the third sentence, le père demande à son fils, Qu'est-ce que tu manges? So qu'est-ce que will change to what? Okay. Elle me demande qu'est-ce que tu aimes le plus? So qu'est-ce que will change to what? Okay. So try doing this question. Write the answers in the comments below, and I would love to see who gives me all the answers correct. Okay. So quickly, I want to see who is the first one to give me all the 4 answers correct. All you need to do is refer the notes and apply in the sentence. Okay. How will you apply? If you want me to help you for the first one, let me just do that. So that rest 3 parts, you can do it on your own. Okay. So how will you do it? First part, il dit, he's saying, he's not saying to anybody else, he's just saying something. J'aime lire le journal. I like to read the newspaper. So think about the pointers. In all the pointers, we were speaking to somebody else, except this one pointer where someone is just saying something. So this is the pointer for, think, déclaration. Très bien. This is the pointer for déclaration. So whenever it's déclaration, we join it with que. That was our first rule. Très bien. So il dit que, he's saying, I like to read newspaper. Now, same thing I'm reporting to you. He's saying that he likes to read the newspaper. Okay, so I'll just highlight it so that it's visible to you. So it is a sentence for déclaration. Okay, it's a sentence for déclaration. So similarly, whichever sentence you see, just in front of that sentence, you can write down its which pointer. If you start doing the way I'm telling you, this direct indirect speech topic will be very easy for you. All you need to do is go step by step. Do not see everything together. Okay, that is why I'm making this video in parts, so that you go step by step. If you have missed part 1, go back and see part 1 first. Okay, because unless and until you do not see part 1, part 2 is not going to make any sense. All right, so I'm going to see you next week with part 3. But before I do that, please ensure that you are giving me the answers to all these parts below in the comments below. If you want me to make video for any other topic, please feel free to mention it in the comments below, and I'll be more than happy to help. Au revoir. Bonne chance.